This is for Hannah and anyone else who happens to have a new recorder. First thing, your recorder probably came disassembled, kind of like this, preferably in 3 pieces, like so. And this is the head joint, this is the middle joint, and this is the foot joint. So we put the head joint on, we kind of twist a little bit to let it go on nice and easily. And you're going to line up the head joint so that the finger holes are upright and the beak is upright. Here's the beak here. And then the foot joint is a little bit more tricky, because the reason that it's a separate piece is because people's pinkies are different lengths. Mine's quite short, you see, compared to the other fingers there. And so when you put your fingers on the recorder, your left hand is on top. There's a thumb hole, and we just have one finger on each of those holes, except for this pinky. It doesn't do any work on a recorder. Then we line up the fingers on the right hand over the holes, but for the pinky, just drop your pinky down and notice where it wants to land on the recorder. Don't do any gymnastics with your hand to try to make it fit. Just drop your finger down and see where it wants to land on the instrument. And then rotate the foot joint around until the holes, there probably are 2 holes in that little area right there. And you want to rotate that around until your pinky will just fall right on top of those holes. So that's the position to put the foot joint in. So that's how the instrument goes together. Now, one thing, there's this wedge here, which is the part of the recorder that makes the sound. It's a good idea not to touch that. Now, if you have a plastic recorder, it may not make a whole lot of difference. But with a wooden recorder, you get your finger oil on that, and it kind of changes the sound of the instrument. So it's a good practice to get into, to just avoid touching that little wedge in there. So I'm going to just play something that is just using the left hand. The right hand's going to be just sort of parked up in the air for the moment. And for the first few tunes that you learn, that'll be the case. So you have your thumb covering the thumb hole and these 3 fingers covering these holes. And you just want to put a little bit of the instrument in your mouth. You don't want to, and you don't want to, have it out like that. So just a little bit, just on your lips, and then blow gently. And now many people have a tendency, I'm going to play a 3-note piece here, starting here, 1, 2, and 3. And many people have a tendency to start and stop the air with their lungs, like this. So that has a very separate sound, and also it takes a bit of effort to get the sound to generate up from your lungs. So what you want to do instead is to start and stop the air with your tongue. And then you can get the gap between the notes a little shorter. And even shorter. So that's what you're looking for, is to have a short gap between the notes. You want to have some. You don't want to go where I wasn't stopping the air at all. You want to stop the air between the notes, but just for a moment, using your tongue to do that. Sort of doing a da, da, da kind of a motion with your tongue, without, of course, saying it. Okay? So that's the basics. And then you'll learn new notes as you go along and have fun. And also be sure you don't blow too hard. The sound of the recorder is prettiest when you have a sort of a medium amount of air. You don't want to have it really soft like that, but you also don't want to have like that. That's pretty ugly sounding. So you want to have somewhere in the middle. Kind of like that. All right? Thanks. Enjoy your recorder.